You're volunteering at the Baltimore Crisis Center.
Yes.
All right, Niteara. And Brother Kevin, tell us, how did you come in contact with Niteara?
Well, I came in contact with Niteara because we both went through the recovery coach training together, and when she introduced herself, I heard her story, and it kind of it touched me in a way that to see a young lady such as young as herself experience some of the things that she had experienced, and then the vision that she have to try to correct what she'd been through and help some other people along the way through her experiences. That's why I felt that she would be a good guest for the show.
And you all are in a program together, is that right, Brother Kevin?
That's correct.
And what is this program teaching you, or what are you all doing in the program?
Well, the program is teaching us peer leadership, one-on-one advocacy for helping other people in recovery, giving them the resources to find out where their available help could be. Also, trying to keep them encouraged, trying to keep them encouraged on and focus on the track that they're trying to get themselves together.
Niteara, what is it that got you involved in a program like this?
Well, actually, it's a funny story. One day I was in a call with my mom, and a friend of mine, she actually was participating in this particular program where she gained employment through this program, and she called, and I guess she was having a bad day at work, and she was, venting to my mom and everything like that, and she was saying, oh, I just quit my job and stuff like that. So out of a joke, I said, well, hey, where she was working at, because I'm about to go apply for that position that, she didn't quit. I know they hiring now. So the joke turned into, actually the real thing. I called the number. I spoke with a gentleman in reference to the program that they offered, and I got called in for an interview, and I just started the process.
How is it that you got interested in helping persons who suffer from the disease of addiction to drugs and alcohol?
Well, I have, experienced it firsthand. Number one, I had a addiction to marijuana and alcohol for a period of 10 years. I also have had experiences with family members who suffered from addiction. My mom, who is now 18 years clean, and my dad, who is on and off clean and back out there again. So I experienced it on both hands.
So in coming up, alcohol or drugs were in your home?
Yes.
And you firsthand have seen the devastation of the disease of addiction that takes place in families, because you say your mom and your dad have experience in that arena.
Yes, I have seen it firsthand. And I actually didn't realize how bad it affected me until I was probably about 20 years of age. And that's why I was very drawn to this particular arena, because sometimes we are hurting from, our family members' decisions, and sometimes we make decisions not knowing what actually is causing us to go into the things that, we go into.
How would you say did this affect you when you were in your 20s? How did it negatively impact your life?
Well, actually, I started acting out at probably about age 12. So I didn't know that I had just found out that my mother actually was using drugs when I probably was around 8 years old, but she had been using for a while.
How did you find that out?
Well, actually, I went to a meeting with her, a Narcotics Anonymous meeting with my mom. She shared her story, and that was my first time actually hearing her share her story. I think she was celebrating her 1 year anniversary,
okay.
And she shared that story, and that was my first time ever knowing was when she got clean. And it kind of hit me in a crazy way because I never knew. And then everything started to make sense. I mean, it still didn't all come together as of yet, but I started to, think, because I'm 8 now, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, this is like this, and maybe this is why she did X, Y, and Z, or whatever the case is. And as I got older, I started to have a little bit of resentment towards my mom, and I started to get into trouble. And
you were resenting your mom? Why?
because basically I was really left to pick up the pieces. You know, I was the oldest. I'm 2 years. I have a younger brother. Well, at the time I had one younger brother. I had two as of now, but at the time I had one younger brother. I am 2 years older than him, and sometimes, you know, when my mom wouldn't come home at night, you know, for maybe 2, 3 days and stuff like that, I had to really, you know, pick up the pieces. I had to, you know, play mother, and I was only 2 years older than my brother, so it was like very
Yeah, I can understand
Yeah.
that. Yes, yes. Brother Kevin, can you relate? Can you relate to any of that?
Yeah, I can relate to that. I see it on a daily basis, along with my niece. I have a niece that's into the streets and with doing what she have to do to survive, as far as money wise. You know, the hustling and the bustling. Now she has teenage kids that are doing things. You know, my great nephew just turned 18 and he's smoking weed and he just don't really understand what he's heading to. So I had a conversation with him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he was all right. So I tried to explain to him, don't get caught up like I was. I started out smoking weed, and wound up smoking crack and sniffing dope and going to prison because of my addiction, because of the lifestyle, because of my behavior. So, it's tough being a teenager nowadays, but you still have to at least try to reach them.
What do you think that he was hearing you?
No.
How old is he?
18.
18. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the reason why I say that, because when I was 18, I thought that I knew it all at 18. I thought that I had all the answers, wasn't going to happen to me, I was invincible, and all of that. So
Yeah.
That's how it is nowadays.
I can remember back. I can remember back being 18. My parents didn't know what they were talking about. I knew everything. That's the reason why I got into trouble. Niteara, you had shared with me that you have a vision to help people. Could you share it share that with the radio listening audience? What your vision is in helping people?
well, because of my past experiences and different things like that, experiences with the justice system, also my experience and like just my teenage adolescent years, I have a dream to open up a group.
I have a dream this afternoon. That's good.
young-
I might be saying it in a joke, but I think that we need to have dreams. It's good to